Hello madam, my name is Zulaika Zakia and my metric number is 278821. First of all, I will talk about the synopsis. The Big Short is a 2015 American biographical comedy drama film directed by Adam McKay based on Michael Lewis' non-fiction book. The film followed the life of individuals who predicted the collapse of the housing market and the global financial crisis. This film faced challenges such as pushback from influential bankers and the fight to reveal systematic flaws.
Let's see what you got.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
The cologne?
No.
Space and Territory. Mr. Jared Bennett is the meeting facilitator and information presenter. He addressed the group while standing in front of the conference table. Walter Collins was seated to the left of his desk, followed by Danny Mouse, Mark Baum, and Benny Daniel. At this part, we see that Mark Baum sat in the middle. This is because he is the leader of the trading firm named Front Point Partner. The shape of the meeting table in this discussion was rectangle.
Let's see what you got.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
The cologne?
No.
Okay.
Chris. Damn it. Sorry. This is your basic mortgage bond. All right? The originals were simple.
2.2 Artifacts and Objects. The discussion in this video took place in a little office space. This is an informal meeting as seen in the scene from 0.0 to 3.44 minutes. This is due to the lack of an agenda and etiquette comes to Jared Bennett and others who were in the discussions. There are proposals, pens, and a cup of coffee on the table in scenario 0.11 and 0.18. Jared Bennett tells Chris to get out the Jenga and begin his talk, as seen in scene 0.39 to 0.40.
I'm talking rock bottom FICO scores. No income verification.
At 1.90 minutes, there is a dustbin on the floor. This meeting is just a quick and short meeting since there are no glasses of ice water set each place. Furthermore, the meeting is held in a normal discussion room with clear doors and there is no decorative item on the discussion room walls.
Hi, how are you? Hey, Mr. Bennett. Here we have.
Let's see what you got.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
The cologne?
No.
2.3 Time. Time is an essential part of a meeting since it controls how quickly and how much information is delivered by the participants. From 0.0 to 0.10, Mark Baum pushed through the conference room door, said hi, and immediately went to take a seat, signaling that the meeting could begin. This is because he knew that everyone was prepared and waiting for him inside the room to start the meeting. This also shows that time can indicate a more appraisal of the group structure and status. Even though the room was already full of top executives, no one began the talk before the leader, Mark Baum, arrived. From 0.11 to 0.12, Vinnie Daniel did not waste any time by saying, "See what you got," to Jared Bennett. It gave a signal to Jared Bennett that he can start his talk right now. At 0.13, after receiving Vinnie Daniel's signal, Jared Bennett straight to the presentation. None of them are wasting time.
What?
My quantitative. My math specialist. Look at him. You notice anything different about him? Look at his face.
Next, I will talk about a part of personal dimensions, which is paralanguage. It involved intonation and pitch. The minutes of 2.0 to 2.07 shows that Mr. Bennett increased his volume when he used his hand to point to Ted Chiang and said, "My quantitative, my math specialist." It's because Danny Moses asked Mr. Bennett, "You completely sure of the maths?" If Mr. Bennett does not increase his volume, he will ask Ted Chiang to introduce himself with a confident tone.
He won a national math competition in China. He doesn't even speak English.
At the minutes of 2.13 to 2.19, Mr. Bennett increased his volume by saying that he won a national maths competition in China. He doesn't even speak English, to show his high spirits and confident tone. It's because Mr. Bennett wants others to trust him. If he doesn't increase his voice, others will feel suspicious to guess what he's saying is true or not.
And no one's paying attention. No one is paying attention.
Loudness of volume is also involved in paralanguage. At the minutes of 2.52 to 2.57, Mr. Bennett repeats, "No one is paying attention" twice, and when he speaks the second time, he slows down his words. It's because he wants to emphasize it. If he didn't slow down his words, he would increase his voice to emphasize it.
Hi, how are you? Okay, Mr. Bennett, what do we have?
Now, I will talk about Timmy 6. When Mark Baum walked into the room, Jared Bennett was standing in front of the window and whispering, saying, "You smell that? What is that?" After Mark Baum walked into the room, Jared Bennett walked to the presenter's side. This showed that Jared Bennett was practicing what he was going to say later, while at the same time also waiting for Mark Baum's arrival to start his talk. If Jared Bennett did not practice and wait Mark Baum's arrival in front of the window, he probably would practice and wait outside the meeting room. This is because there is only one chair in front of Porter Collins, and he would not want them to see him practicing. That is why he chose to stand in front of the window.
Let's see what you got.
Vinnie Daniel did not even read the proposal and put the proposal on the table from high up. This showed that Vinnie Daniel was impatient. He just wanted Jared Bennett to finish his speech quickly. It also shows that Vinnie Daniel was not interested in Jared Bennett's proposal. If Vinnie Daniel did not put the proposal on the table from high up, maybe he would just throw the proposal away to show his impatience and disinterest.
Opportunity.
No.
Chris winked and smiled to Jared Bennett and said opportunities. This demonstrates that Chris is confident in his answer. If Chris did not wink and smile to Jared Bennett, maybe he would point his index finger at Jared Bennett when he says opportunities.
Just look at him. You notice anything different about him? Look at his face.
That's pretty racist.
Look at his eyes. I'll give you a hint. His name's Yang.
Ted Chiang was pushing his spectacles twice to hide his guilty conscience because he knew that Jared Bennett was lying. Jared Bennett was giving fake information, saying that Ted Chiang did not know how to speak English and get champion in national math competition. If Ted Chiang did not push his spectacles, he probably would touch his hair or shake his leg to hide his guilty conscience.
Doesn't even speak English.
When Jared Bennett said he sure of the math look because of his quantitative, Ted Chiang won the national math competition and did not know how to speak English, Mark Baum opened his both hands and frowned. This shows that Mark Baum had questioned and found it unbelievable on what Jared Bennett said. If Mark Baum did not open his both hands and frown, Maybe he will ask Ted Chiang to show his certificate to prove he really won in that national math competition. And Mark Bao maybe would suddenly speak English to Ted Chiang to see if he will answer.
Obviously, if you're buying these, you can make more money, but they're a little risky. Sometimes they fail. Chris? Somewhere along the line, these B's and double B's went from a little risky to dog shit. Where's the trash?
Behind you.
I'm talking rock bottom FICO scores. No income verification. Adjustable rates. Dog shit.
Scene 1.00 to 1.2c, a persistent gaze is when a person looks at someone for a long time. It shows that the actor, which is Danny and Mark, are looking at Jared when he was talking. So in the short scene, we can see that the habit as a part of gaze
Is an opportunity.
Okay, you're saying that at 8% the bonds fail and we are already at 4%?
That's right.
If they go to 8, it's Armageddon.
Yeah, that's right.
How come nobody's talking about this?
You're completely sure of the math.
Look at him. That's my quant.
You're what?
My quantitative. My math specialist. Look at him. You notice anything different about him?
Next, in this scene, which is 1.44 to 1.48, we can see the action between Mark and Danny give Jared a shocked expression when he revealed the result of his research.
His name's Yang. He won a national math competition in China. He doesn't even speak English. Yeah, I'm sure of the math. Actually, my name's Jiang.
In this scene, which is 2.11 until 2.21, Jared held down his body and stared at the front while he still maintained eye contact with everyone in order to explain or give the reason why his data is reliable.
No way.
And no one's paying attention. No one is paying attention because the banks are too busy getting paid obscene fees to sell these bonds.
But wait, you are the bank. When you work for the bank, I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat. That's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?
Aren't you the bank?
Last but not least, in scene 2.53 until 3.00, which is include 4 characters, Porter, Danny, Mark and Vinny. They are paying attention to Jared since they are staring at Jared while he still speaks to them.